to a man who could be snorting cocaine in the Oval Office. Stay with us. Let me introduce a new guest at home base. We're going to talk with former Congressman Ron Paul. At loudmouth number 2, we have, of course, Lisa Sliwa, one of the co-founders of the Downy. Congressman Paul, I should say, Ron, you're running for the presidency of the United States now. Tell me on this 4th of July, cool it, will you please? How can you call for something that I think is un-American, the legalization of drugs in this country?
Because I detest the use of drugs, and I think we would have a lot less drugs used if they were legal. I think it's part of the American system to let people make freedom of choices. We let them read literature and pick and choose what they should read and study. We let them pick which religion they want to follow, very important subjects. So we let people in a free society make their decisions on what's best for their body. We think that smoking sometimes...
Rape and murder people, they should be allowed to do that.
Lisa, I'll let you jump in. Lisa, let me finish this.
So we believe that individuals in a free society can make choices about their own personal habits. We believe they can eat what they want. Sometimes they
always felt this way.
Yes,
even when you weren't a libertarian congressman, you're running as a libertarian.
Yes, I was a libertarian congressman. I wouldn't say that when I was 22 I endorsed all the same views. But
were you a Democrat or a Republican?
I was a Republican, but I was a libertarian Republican. I always voted a libertarian voting record.
So you believe that the government should stay out of our personal business altogether?
Yeah, this is correct.
All right, that's good, guys. It also happens to be my personal business if I want to kill my 4-year-old kid, right?
No, wait a minute. Wait, you're giving libertarian a distorted explanation.
No, sir. You people gave it to yourselves in your platform.
No, let me explain that. The answer is that we are allowed to do what we want. We even permit people to smoke cigarettes, and that happens to be the most deadly drug in the United States today. Kills 320,000 people.
I appreciate it.
Maybe we ought to make it illegal.
I wish you'd ban it.
Good.
If you would,
Then
sir, I'd put it on your right now.
You can buy it out on the street and pay $5 a package. No, in a free society, we are allowed to make these choices. We can't protect us from ourselves, but there is a strict line that libertarians draw, and that is that you can't step over the bounds and injure somebody else. And this is what the drug laws are doing. They're overstepping the bound. Just the other day, they walked into somebody's house. They suspected he was a drug dealer. He was using his automatic selector, and the police marched in, and they said it looked like a gun after they killed the man. In America! Is that what America's all about? I'd say no. We want privacy. We want due process of the law. That is not America.
Just a few days ago, one of this young lady's people was almost killed, all right?
Oh, her attitude was like she invited
was almost killed because of your type of demented thinking.
Because I defend the Constitution.
How can I take anyone seriously who looks like... like he just came from Emmett Kelly's funeral.
You're avoiding the issue and the attack is closed. Stick to the issue.
Right.
The issue is the right of freedom.
Listen, Mr. President.
A slime like you in the White House, I puke on you.
You're a real great American.
Give me your point. All right.
2 points. Earlier, without
Let's see how much your hand is shaky. Hold it up so they can see how shaky it is.
Not shaky. Let me tell you something. Your people were hurt because drugs are illegal, not because they're legal. Face it.
Our people were hurt because someone took a baseball bat over our guy's head and took a knife and
That's right,
stabbed him.
because drugs are illegal.
No, our people were hurt because of Mr. Potato Heads like you, elitist white people who do not live in drug-infested neighborhoods. We are paying the price for your so-called freedom. What about my freedom to walk down the street without being accosted?
That's because they're illegal, you idiot.
You're protecting
They're illegal.
those laws. You people who support the laws are the greatest protector of the drug dealer. The drug dealer under our system is all has a drug dealer.
You give them the business, we know.
If you want to put the drug dealer out of business overnight, it's legalized drugs. There's no drug dealer. Why don't we have prohibition of alcohol? Who's for prohibition of alcohol? Who's for prohibition of alcohol?
Can I ask a question? No, I want to go to Congressman Rangel for just a second. Congressman, you've had an opportunity to be on the phone hearing this. As an elected official, what would you say to this man who would be president?
Well, I don't believe he's serious. At least that position got him on your show, which is far more publicity than he's probably gotten before. But it just seems to me that it's just to talk about it would be a moral surrender to the drug laws. It cannot work. It is not going to work, and we will be surrendering before we even fought the battle.
That's right. We have not yet begun to fight. We have not really waged a war. This man will only be president of
the laws protect the CIA to run illegal wars. That's what they're doing. All the crime in the world, the terrorist nations, they depend on the profits of drugs. $500 billion a year. There's more money, listen to this, there's more money spent on illegal drugs than on food in the world. If you care about people, let them spend their money on food, not on drugs. Drugs are worthless. They're totally worthless.
Are you telling me that it's a person's own choice to use drugs?
Yeah. It's a personal choice.
Drugs and religion, although drugs and religion to somebody. How do they make a choice when their mind is screwed up and you mention the Constitution? How do they defend the Constitution if they got public?
Where do you buy the drugs?
Why didn't they have a drug law until 1914? Why? Tell me.
Where do you buy the drugs?
You'd be a wonderful presidential candidate.
Why didn't they have a drug law? Did you ever hear George Washington? Show me where Thomas Jefferson had a drug law. Show me. Where were the drug laws during the 19th century?
There were also no speeding laws for cars. We didn't have no cars. Right. We didn't have no cars.
You're talking about people's freedoms, right? You're talking about people's freedoms. Listen, the only thing you can be president of is Disneyland because you are in another world.
You don't make any sense. I like the substance, Mr. Rangel.
Otto would like to talk with Congressman Rangel. Go ahead, Otto.
Congressman Rangel. Congressman Rangel. Congressman Rangel, in response to your op-ed piece in the New York Times,
Go ahead,
from my
respond.
cheap seat, I can see that the emperor wears no clothes. While you can't tell the government's interest from organized crimes. How come you and organized crime share the same buddy-buddy interest in keeping drugs illegal?
Let me tell you something about the New York Times. The New York Times for 1 year, the New York Times did not even know.
One of the best friends in Washington. In fact, you are acting as a lobbyist for the black market.
Listen, the New York Times did not even know there was a crack problem on 42nd Street in New York City, 1 block from their offices. The validity of what they say is about as valid as what you say. Have
No,
you
as a
ever
matter
smoked
of
a
fact,
paper
the
too?
restaurant owners there made a note.
I'm glad that Curtis Sliwa is losing his voice.
Alcohol, people who use alcohol has about a 15% addiction rate. With hard drugs, it's about 60 to 90%.
You're talking about the difference in usage between legalizing and having it illegal.
No, we're talking about saving America before our country goes down the drain.
1915, there were 20,000. Wait a minute. You brought it up.
Let's remember this. Let's remember this. Here, wait a second. This puts his argument to crap right away. During Prohibition, you had upwards, all right, of 2 million alcoholics in the United States when it was illegal, all right? Soon as you legalized it, we've got 38 million alcoholics in this country. There's 200 pounds of dope up here. The drug dealers get to keep their limo from left. Stay with it. me come back to the Libertarian candidate for President of the United States, former Congressman Ron Paul. Ron, what's wrong with taking away some drug dealers now notice I'm saying, yacht or limousine when drugs are found aboard? I mean, I happen to like zero tolerance.
Well, zero tolerance has been real good for our movement, too. Finally, the people got fed up and realized that zero tolerance was total destruction of privacy in the Constitution. So we're delighted with it. This is now, the mayor of Baltimore and the mayor of Washington now has come out and said, you know, maybe we better look at the libertarian alternative. They say, maybe the drug laws aren't working. Maybe we should look for freedom and liberty as an explanation on letting the responsibility go back to the individual to make decisions about eating habits, sexual habits, smoking habits. Oh,
Probably a beautiful car.
You know, we tried that in the 60s, and that's
you don't understand what freedom is all about.
No, you don't understand about the streets. I can tell you about what goes on
We all know about the streets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can tell.
That's right.
The drug laws created the street.
Before you were born.
You created the problem.
Lisa, let me ask Joe, do you have any problem with revoking driver's license of drug users or searching a house given probable cause?
I have no problem with that. I have no problem with taking
shooting
their
them,
liberty away because they shoot it. I have no problem.
Shooting them?
If they
when they
shoot
don't
it,
have drugs?
if they
Because
shoot
they made a
it,
mistake?
if they shoot at me, my friend,
Because they
their
made a
answer's
mistake?
mine. I'll
Shoot
do
it?
that right
Well,
now.
they'll begin and check on you and your religion and call it a
You
cult.
come right ahead, my friend, and
They'll
check
call
on
it a
me.
cult.
I'll stand a better chance than you will, you stupid idiot. You.
I love the thinking machine called the liberal brain. No guns. Guns are terrible. Defense against guns, all right? What do we read in the paper? Shot a guy? Carl Rowan. Carl Rowan. Who's been saying no one should have guns?
They're a bunch of flunkies, they're a bunch of hypocrites.
Let's put the money
We have not said, wait a minute, you got your piece. Can I
Are
say
you
one
from the
thing?
Hell's Angels?
No.
Where are you from? You from the Hell's Angels? I never heard of it. You don't sound like the Hell's Angels.
I guess your brain is too fried by drugs to read
I can't wait. Wouldn't it be a wonderful thing for this guy to be president and get into a debate with somebody from Russia? Can you hear this guy screaming?
Well, at least I wouldn't be from George Bush and the CIA stealing in drugs, right? Well, yes. Right? Yeah, George Bush and the CIA stealing in drugs.
Before we start to legalize drugs, Mort, I would like to at
Let's
least...
legalize freedom. We don't want to legalize drugs. We want choice.
You want to give it away. Who do you want to surrender to, Peru?
Freedom, freedom, liberty.
Let's at least, before we give in to this idea of legalizing drugs, let's fight a creative let us fight a real war, a real truth, make a real commitment, and get these phony hypocrites out of here.
You're the I'll tell you what. I got a great idea. You want to fight the war on drugs? Let's put the money where the loudmouths are. Let's form a private corporation and let's offer stock to the public. Let's offer stock to the public, and the profit will be based upon your success
Wait a minute, where do you think these
reducing
people-
the drug abuse. And who's going to invest? A couple of eccentric millionaires?
Where do you think people are going to get the money to buy those legal drugs? They're still going to be robbing, taking cars, taking radios out of cars, breaking into apartments. It's going to be the same
Not
old
if drugs are
story.
legal, they won't have any incentive to do those.
And we'll have, and we'll have,
Ron.
50% of the people in prisons have to rob in order to get the money to buy the drugs.
Let me
Keep the
introduce this
CIA fighting their illegal war.
Let me go to loudmouth number 2. Mr. Ostrowski, would you? Go ahead, Urinal.
We keep going back to Bush, the CIA, and the illegal war.
You bring it up.
liberal Congress, Mr. President, that caused liberal Congress that caused Ollie North to have to go over on Irish passport.
Disobey the Constitution is what he did.
and the fact that not like you can run.
Throw the Constitution up and threw it in the trash. That's what you're
Right
doing.
or wrong, and you're wrong.
The fact that not like you can run for president shows just how much freedom we have.
And destroyed our Constitution. That might be a plan to rewrite the
Vote
Constitution.
for it, but it won't be for Ron Paul.
Can we please stop?
Vote for
Let me
tyranny.
ask you something. 1964, and you got this jabroni in the White House. Would you go over to Vietnam and serve for him?
No, there'd be no Vietnam wars if the libertarians were
There'd be no nation! There'd be no nation!
There'd be no money here at home. We'll be back in a second. Get out of here.
I would like to come to the Libertarian presidential candidate.
Yes, I think we deserve a minute on what you indicate. You said if the Libertarians in charge, there would be no America. Clearly, let me challenge some of you who may be even leaning towards a conservative philosophy. Ask me why we still finance the communists. Ask me why 70% of the military budget is spent overseas. Ask me why the good airplanes are overseas and the lousy airplanes are not here. The lousy airplanes are in the Air National Guard. I would say clean out the State Department, spend more money on our national defense, have an anti-communist policy, don't sign these treaties with the Soviets, don't extend loans to the Soviet Union, and not to fight these wars with the funds we raise from the illegal drugs. So under the libertarian society, no, we don't fight Vietnam wars, we don't fight the Korean wars, we fight wars to defend America and all America. Yes, we get high. We get high, Mort. We get high on the ideas of freedom. We get high because freedom and liberty is worthless. Let me answer that. Just say no. Assume the responsibility of yourself. Don't assume the government makes your decisions. You say no.
I think I detect his voice changing. Maybe his cojones are getting small.
You are living in a pipe dream. You don't know anything about what goes on out in the streets. I'm a drug counselor. I see people every day who have lived their lives with drugs. Who do you know that's on drugs? No, you are the failure, my man. You are the failure, my man. Because you are a bunch of idiots sitting up in a glass enclosed office making
Let the other man
decisions.
come up. Let everyone have a shot. Come on. Everyone gets a shot. Come on up here, pal. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, this woman is calling a libertarian someone who's for economic and personal liberty an idiot. This woman's for alcohol prohibition. She wants to bring back alcohol. She wants all the problems associated with alcohol prohibition back again.
Does she believe in the Constitution?
I don't think she does. I mean, we have a current drug policy.
I'm tired of all of you pro-legalization of drug people hiding behind the Constitution.
Come on, you haven't said this.
I'll address you. I'm somebody who has a father who was a junkie, who has a sister who was a junkie. I'm somebody who lives on 9th Street and Avenue C. I have gone into crack houses and everything else with baseball bats. I've run out murderers and rapists and thieves. And I'm here to tell you, coming off the streets, the only reason these murderers, rapists, and thieves exist is because these legalizing people allow the Gambinos and the Gottis to sell drugs, and they don't allow it to be sold by the Lilly Corporation and by the people of America. The blood of American children are on all of your heads.
I got 3 quick questions.
3.
Okay, 4 actually. 4.
You can remember.
Now I want to say something. I hear things from the prohibitionists that make some sense. I hear things from the legalizers that make some sense. I'm kind of in the middle of the road, believe it or not. But I got 4 questions. Number 1, zero tolerance.
Right.
On zero tolerance,
All right.
the President's AIDS Commission has just called for civil rights guarantees for the 2 high-risk groups, gays and drug users. How are we going to get treatment for AIDS? How are we going to get education for AIDS to drug users if we drive them underground with zero tolerance? Second question. For Rangel. Rangel, after the Iran-Contra hearings last year, he's still on the telephone, said there was no Contra cocaine. I want to know who he was covering up for. Third, since
legalizing? How about educating?
How do you educate the youths in the ghetto? How do you educate the youths in the ghetto when they know that they can make thousands of dollars a week without getting an education?
You let them know that if they deal drugs, they will be punished and punished severely. That's how you let them know.
Punish them, right? I'm just glad that Curtis Sliwa is losing his voice because he didn't open his big mouth in Los Angeles about the movie Colors. One gang member might still be alive. How does it feel to have a husband with blood on his head? Does it excite you? Is that what gets you high? Burn the country.
I didn't want to get into this. I'm not here for the type of confrontation that you're involved in, sir. But you've had quite a few minutes up here to say your thing. I only have a couple of seconds to make a total point. Would you reciprocate and allow me the time? Okay. Look it, you'd be great PR men for Noriega. Okay?
You're a great PR man for the drug dealers.
Okay. Let me tell you something, my friend, it's war, but it stands for we are responsible, all of us. If we don't reach down to the kindergarten, we're going to lose out. This thing right here, NNAD, No Nos Against Drugs. It's a program geared primarily down to kindergarten. We do it through music, a cartoon character called Little No-No, the drug fighter. No one else in the United States is giving us a hand.
No, that's good.
We've got a race car that stands number 2 in the United States, No Nos Against Drugs.
Good.
The guy is now the world record holder in competition eliminators. We've been sponsored by the Masons, the United Way, the Boys Club, the Knights of Columbus.
You're absolutely right.
The Shrine. Well, let me finish. Let me finish
so
one
that the
thing.
kids don't get involved.
Let me finish one thing.
Let's come back in just a second, all right? Stand by.